Hello. Very interesting conditions out here in Portugal for today's race. Intermediate conditions for qualifying. That's going to be a bit of a nightmare for the drivers for these 18 minutes worth of qualifying. Let's see here. See if we can't find the stream. There it is, the PS America Series. Chat's up, stream's up. And the audio is working as it should. Fantastic. So, hello everyone and welcome to round one of the PlayStation America Series. I'm Algarve for the Portuguese Grand Prix. Made its debut in Race Spec and proved to be a bit of a mixed bag in terms of racing quality. Some were intense, full of action, others very much less so. The 2.81 mile, 15 turn course has two major overtaking opportunities at turns 1 and 5 with the help of DRS down the main straight and the straight coming out of turn 4. Arguably the most unique characteristic about the circuit is the dramatic elevation change. The roller coaster nature of the circuit makes certain corners quite treacherous, especially turns 4 and 8. Those turns have been the scene of many drivers spinning out and causing drama, and they're going to be even more hazardous during qualifying with these intermediate conditions. Hopefully, with this in mind, we get a nice entertaining start to the season and kick off the championship on a high note. Now, I am pleased to report, as you can quite clearly see on the left-hand side, 20 cars. This is the first race I've commentated for Season 6 here on Race Spec, where we have a full field. It's fantastic to see. Got some yellow flags out on track, and Aston Martin doing a bit of lawn mowing. That is Captain Schmeg as, oh my goodness, KD and Silent Banshee have come together, and they're out, well, KD's out of qualifying. So those two coming together at turn 3, and KD, he'll be starting from the back. Well, there we are. Drama already. In the first few minutes of qualifying. Okay then. I wasn't expecting that. JBH will be the first car to set a flying lap. I believe that's Captain Schmeg bringing out yellow flags there, trying to get out of everybody's way. Not really sure what happened there. Just caught it very last minute. But the result is KD is out of qualifying and more than likely will be starting from the back. That's the benchmark time, a 1 minute 27.669, a very nice lap time indeed. Now we'll just do a bit of a roll call just to see who's here in terms of the full drivers. So we've got JBH in the Ferrari on screen here. His teammate full time is George Michelson, who is returning from last season, but he's not here for tonight. Instead, we got the reserve driver, Silent Banshee, who was actually a pretty quick driver. But he's already been caught up at some sort of drama with KD already. But he's getting ready to set a flying lap. See Laquito there in the Red Bull, who's just set the second fastest time, made that the third fastest time. As Darlato goes third. Lake Show jumping up to the top now with a 1 minute 27.013. But he's partnered up with the quick Brazilian Rafa. He was in the Haas last season and he was actually pretty quick. Got some very solid results over the course of the season. See how he fares donning the Red Bull colours. Mighty Wombat in the Williams. He's partnered up with Snake and Beans. Fairly solid team there for the Williams outfit. Oscar Toll full time in the Aston Martin, a bit sideways there at the exit of turn 4. He's not partnered up with Captain Schmeg though. I believe Captain Schmeg is a reserve driver. The reason that is because he signed up late to the championship. Instead, it's supposed to be TMG Noah supposed to be in that second Aston Martin seat. Got Lob and Shizant in the McLarens. They're full time in the McLaren team. Well, Guitar Hero and Darlotto, who is, I believe, a new driver to the America Series. The username doesn't seem too familiar to me. So it'll be interesting to see how Darlotto fares. Currently 5th place, which is a pretty solid effort so far. Got Rena Jr., who is another new driver. He's partnered up with the lead coordinator Flavius in the Alfa Romeo cars. Another new driver, I believe a new driver. Username doesn't seem familiar. Oh. See, this is the interesting thing about the America series. You always get these interesting usernames that are always going to be difficult to pronounce. Is it Rafzia? Izia? Rafizia? Something like that. I imagine it's pronounced Zia because most X's are pronounced as Z's. But I do apologize if I pronounce that wrong. But he is full-time in the Haas. His teammate for tonight, as Mighty Wombat jumps to the top of the table, is K-Bub. But K-Bub is a reserve driver, I believe, who should be in that seat in the Haas car. Should be just gaming real, but obviously not here for tonight's race. And I think finally we have the AlphaTauri drivers. We got Istev and Mopar, both of them yet to set a lap time. I tell you what, we might take advantage of this. We're right on board with Istev here. We'll give you a tour of the racetrack so then everybody knows what corner is which. Coming around turn 1, arguably the best overtaking spot on the circuit. Around turn 2, into the hairpin of turn 3, second gear. You want to be gentle on the throttle. Try not and let the back end step out. Around turn 4, onto the back straight away. DRS would be open in dry conditions, not here though. In intermediate conditions, into the hairpin of turn 5. This corner is incredibly tight. It's very easy to understeer wide and run off the racetrack. Around turn 6, and up and around the double right-hander of turn 7 and turn 8. Have to be very careful at turn 8. The back end desperately wants to get away from you. Very easy to spin out and crash into the barrier. Around turn 9, then turns 10 and 11. Bit of an overshoot there at turn 11, but I'll put that down to the wet weather conditions. Around turn 12, a bit of understeer there, but Istev keeping it well within the white lines. Around turn 13, now the penultimate corner, turn 14. You want to try and get on the throttle as early as you can. Try and maximize the speed coming out of the corner. Around turn 15, a lot of understeer there. My word, that is a lot of understeer. Over the crest, crossing the line. Istev at 29.1. Currently the slowest out of all the drivers who have set a lap time. His teammate Mopar has just started a flying lap. He's making his way down towards turn 1. Entry speed at 306 kilometers an hour. In terms of reference, I believe the Tier 1 drivers were hitting about 320 or so. As Darlotto jumps up to the top of the table with the 26.340, 14 thousandths of a second quicker than Mighty Wombat in second. Hello, KD. Ferrari parked it on the racing line and rammed into the back of him on the lap. I see. So, not ideal at all. I need to start from the back, so best of luck, KD. Hello, Cloves. Mr. Race Spec himself has joined us. Nice to see. Mopar making his way out of turn 11, down the hill towards turn 12. Does he keep it flat? No, he does not. Oh, fair bit of understeer past the apex there. Fortunately, when he ran wide, he didn't run wide enough. So then he got a warning. Coming out to turn 14. So over the curve on the exit. Around turn 15. Big lift there as he goes over the crest at turn 15. Looking over the hill, crossing the line, jumps up to P7. A 1 minute 27.298. Just under 1 second behind pole position. Yellow flags out. That's an Alfa Romeo. That must be Flavius. It is. He's spun round. That's at the entry to turn 14. Gets going again. Might duck into the pit lane. His tyres will be awfully cold. Be quite treacherous to go out on a flying lap. Captain Schmeg jumps up to the top of the table with a 26.2. It seems that Flavius is going to push on anyway. Darlotto might be on a flying lap. Let's see. Is he using any battery? No, it doesn't look like it does. Oh, no, he is. He's using a bit of battery. First sector says, though, he's down by 3/10, so I don't think he's on a proper flying lap. Mighty Wombat trying to get out of the way of the Alpine. Oh, he's got a missing front wing. Okay. So he'll have to come into the pits and get that fixed. Lake Show getting ready. Mopar currently up in the middle sector, only by a little bit, though. By 75 thousandths of a second. That's a big tank slack. Oh, my goodness. He was very sideways at the exit of turn 14. Caught me completely off guard. Just broke away instantaneously. A few drivers getting ready. We got 7 minutes left in the session, so there's still plenty of time to set flying laps. Flavius, he's making his way through the final sector, coming around turn 14. Had a bit of trouble here on his out lap, but no such trouble on his flying lap. Rafixa. Okay, so you do pronounce it as an X, not as a Z. Fair enough. So I often get confused. Sometimes it is pronounced as an X. Sometimes it is pronounced as a Z. No, thank you very much for that. Rafixa. DRS is now enabled. Ooh, okay. So the conditions are getting better here in Portugal as Log jumps up to 15th place. Might see some drivers hopping onto the soft tyre at the end of the session if the track gets dry enough. I suppose we'll wait and see. A lot of drivers out on the intermediate tyre. Few drivers have got the soft tyre fitted on. One of them Snake and Beans. And he invalidated at the final turn in rather an awkward spot, cutting too much of the final turn. And Flavius well up in the first rather the middle sector. Actually, no, he's well down. Look at that, down by 2/10. So he was up by 4/10 in the first sector, now down by 2 in the middle. Dear oh dear. He might be ducking back into the pit lane and try and fit on some soft compound tyres and go out at the end of the session. Rob might be trying to do the same. Cadeber's making his way around turn 4. Oh, back end stepping out. You could hear he got completely off the throttle. Try and save the car, and he's down by half a second in the first sector. Backwards, hello. Rafa backwards. This is at the final corner. Gives a pointing back in the right direction, and away he goes. Go back into the pit lane. Mopar's still got some intermediate tyres fitted on. Silent Banshee might be on a second out lap. What does the middle sector say for JBH? He's down by 3 seconds, so it's definitely not dry enough yet. Intermediate tyres are still the way to go. Silent Banshee making his way around the final corner. You have to be incredibly careful there. Oh, and he's going back into the pits. Oh, he floors it into the pits. Interesting. Rena is down. Oh, invalidated. Fair enough. So Rena might be going back into the pits soon as well. You can see the track still looks incredibly wet, so I don't think the soft tyre is the way to go just yet. Still got 4 minutes left in qualifying, so there's still plenty of time for the track to evolve as Mopar loses the back end. He was on an out lap, but electing to go back into the pits there. Oscar Toll out on the soft tyre. A lot of experimentation going on out on track. Drivers trying to work out what tyre they need to be on right now. Sequito comes over the crest across the line, jumps up to P8 with a 1 minute 27.262, improving by just under half a second. So the conditions are definitely improving out there, there's no doubt. That's a really big improvement of half a second. But is it... Oh, hello. Up by 3 seconds is JVH. Hello. Definitely dry now, if that's the case. Coming around the final corner. You can still see spray hitting the camera lens here, on top of the car. Crosses the line, jumps up to pole position with a 122.182. Well, isn't that the biggest sign we've had so far? It's definitely dry now. Get out there on the slick tyre. You want to be. You want to be getting out there on the slicks. Captain Schmeg on a set of softs. Darlotto on the mediums. Laquito has retired, crashing out. That is at turn 10. See here with Mighty Wombat. We come over the crest. There is the Rebel. So losing the back end probably at turn 9. Crashing into the wall. Unfortunately for Laquito, that's it. That's qualifying done for him. Best he can hope for is 8th place, and with the conditions like they are, I don't think he'll be staying in 8th for very long as the back end steps out. There for Darlotto, pushing hard, coming around turns 1 and 2. Around turn 3. Now, is it a purple sector for the Alpine driver? It isn't, but he's up by 1.2 seconds. He needs to improve by 4 seconds. He wants to take pole position as Snake and Beans jumps up to P2. The yellow flags there. That's a Ferrari going slowly. Is that JBH? It is. He's getting out of the way of everybody. Coming around turn 9 into 10 and 11. He's the only driver on track on the medium compound tyre as well. Down the hill, up by 3.1 seconds. Purple to the middle sector. Around turn 13. Got a bit of traffic in front. Arena Jr. as Icedev jumps up to pole position with a 21.7. Oscartol takes it away with a 20.3. The times are tumbling here in Portugal. Around the final corner. Up and over the crest. Darlotto across the line. It's P2 on the medium tyre. That's not bad. It's not a bad effort at all. JBH going back into the pits. His qualifying is done. Lakeshow jumps up to P2 with a 20.4. Captain Schmeg up by 2 seconds here, coming around turn 7 and 8. As Mighty Wombat jumps up to pole position with a 19.5. 8/10 clear of Oscar Toll. It's going to be a very scrambled qualifying, I have to say. Up by over 4.5 seconds in the middle sector. That sort of improvement. He might be able to challenge for pole position, take it away from Wombat. Around the penultimate corner, turn 14. It's on the throttle as early as he dares. 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th. Around the final turn, keeping it absolutely flat. Shizan jumps up to 4th place. Mopar jumps up to pole position. Can Captain Schmack take it away? No! A 19.3. It's not enough. Mopar with an exquisite lap. An 18.5 at the end of qualifying. Can anyone beat that? Lake Show is up by 1.1 seconds in the middle sector. Needs to find a few more tenths in this final sector. Around the final turn, Rena and Lob jump up to P2 and 3. Lake Show comes over the crest, crosses the line. It's P2 for the Mercedes driver. He's 3.5 tenths off pole position. Any other drivers? Raffixa around the final turn, up and over the crest, crosses the line. No, definitely not enough. P16 for the Haas driver with a 25.2. Flavius is returning back into the pit lane. So that's it, qualifying over. And it's Mopar on pole position by 3.5 tenths. That's a very solid effort right at the end of qualifying. And you'll have Lake Show lining up alongside. Now, if this is a dry start, everybody except Darlotto will be starting on the soft compound tyre. You can see there the Alpine driver qualifying 9th. He's on the medium compound. It's Mopar on pole, followed by Lake Show, then Rena Jr. in the Alfa Romeo, then Lob in P4. I think that's his best qualifying performance in Race Spec history. Oscar Toll P5, Captain Schmeg P6, Mighty Wombat in 7th, Guitar Hero in 8th, then Darlotto in 9th. Shizant rounds out the top 10. Kaber in 11th, Icedev in 12th, Snake and Beans in 13th, then JBH in 14th, Flavius, Raffixa, Silent Banshee, Laquito, Rafa, and KD will start from the back of the grid after crashing out at the beginning of qualifying. Now it's race time here, excuse me, here in Portugal. Is it going to be wet? Is it going to be dry? It's going to be dry. So there's some clouds about. See there in the background of this shot. I can see some wet weather come over. I can see some wet weather tyres in Lake Show's garage. Blue sidewall, full wet tyre. Rightio. Session counter counting down. Get ready for the formation lap. It'll be interesting to see what the drivers outside the top 10 do in terms of strategy. I imagine a lot of them would like to start on the medium compound tyre. It's definitely the go-to tyre here in Portugal. Soft tyre is pretty quick initially, but it only lasts for about 11 laps. The medium tyre can just do it all. It's got great speed. It can last upwards of 22, 23 laps, so long as you don't shred through your tyres. So that'll be interesting to see. Let's find out. And as I thought, a lot of drivers outside the top 10 starting on the medium compound tyre. So, drivers inside the top 10, all of them except Vidal Lotto is starting on the medium compound tyre in 9th. But all the other drivers inside the 10, they're starting on the soft compound tyre. Cadber P11 starting on fresh medium compound tyre. Same with Ice Dev in P12 and Snake and Beans in 13th place. JBH in the Ferrari starting 14th is on the soft compound tyre. He's planning to be nice and aggressive off the start, try and make moves early, get inside the top 10, then compensate later on. Flavius in P15 starting on the medium compound tyres. Fixter in 16th place starting on the soft compound tyre. Followed by Silent Banshee on the mediums. Then it's Laquito and Rafa. Not a great qualifying session for the Red Bulls. Starting P18 and 19. They're both on the medium compound tyre. And KD with all the work to do from 20th place. He's on the soft tyre. He's also going to be nice and aggressive. Going to make full use of those fresh soft compound tyres. Make up moves early when the field is nice and bunched up. Be interesting to see how KD fares off the start. Leaders are making their way back onto the pit straight already. Field is fairly spread out on this formation lap, I have to say. You see the cars peering over the crest here. They'll line up into their respective grid slots and we can get this race underway. Anything of note that I can think of for this race? We might see some trains forming here and there. We'll have drivers closely bunched up to one another, but not a lot of racing within those groups. Tyre wear can be a bit of an issue if your setup is a bit too aggressive. We might see punctures if drivers decide to pit early onto the medium compound tyre, going off the soft tyre. That happened in Pacific Tier 1 last night. I didn't see it. That happened to GeForce Crichton. Got a puncture on the last lap just pushing the medium tyres too hard. But I think for all of us, it's probably a safe idea to just keep an open mind for this race. Red lights. And we are underway here in Portugal. Mopa gets a decent start, but so does Lake Show. He will actually try and lead here down into turn 1. Lob looking down the inside. He moves into second place. Cuts in front of Mopa. That's awfully close as the field make their way through turns 2 race conditions. Coming through turn 4. They're making their way down towards the hairpin at turn 5. KD's up to 13th place already from 20th on the grid. The Alpine cars are side by side as well, as some dust and smoke is being kicked up there at turn 5, making their way around turn 7 and 8 now. It's been a fairly calm start, I have to say. It's good to see no major incidents from the start as JBH gets around Guitar Hero around the outside at turn 8. That's a great move there from the Ferrari driver. KD, look at that, up into 11th place already. So he's made up 9 places in 2 sectors. That's a great start from the Mercedes driver. Rest of the field, as Laquito's having a look down the inside of Cadber here. As Cadber hangs on to 13th place. But no, that's a great start from everybody. No major trouble off the line. Everybody has gotten through the first lap unscathed, from what I can see. KD putting pressure here on Guitar Hero, using up a lot of battery sitting in the slipstream. Stays on the racing line, Guitar Hero. He has that inside line, but KD doesn't care. He's going to swoop around a long way, try and overtake the Alpine. The Alpine tries to fight back, but KD hangs on to 10th place. So into the top 10 he goes. JBH on the back of Darlotto here. I think, oh, is he trying to defend this place? Well, he does so successfully, if that's what he was trying to do. I thought maybe he might try and let JBH by, considering he's on the medium compound tyre, but no, he hangs on to P8. Wants to hang on for now. Meanwhile, from front, Lake Show's gone. JBH has overtaken Darlotto, but this time at turn 8. KD also overtakes the Alpine driver. Interesting. So falling down to 10th place. Obviously, those soft tyres have still got a bit of grip to them as Lob is off the circuit. I saw a wing fall off. I'm pretty sure I saw a bit of wing fall off. There's... Oh, hello, Mopar. He's in the gravel trap there at turn 13. There's his front wing missing. Interesting. I'm not completely sure of the events that took place here. But Mopar, he's got a missing front wing. Flavius, you're okay. Raffixa, you're okay as well. Look at this train of cars up here. We've got Raffixa, we've got Rapper, Icedev, Silent Banshee. Laquito's making a move on Lob, who spun out at turn 12. Lob looking down the inside there of Laquito. They make contact there at turn 3. Nasty stuff. Silent Banshee trying to make a move on Snake and Beans, but he can't quite get by. He's got a great run though, out to turn 4. He's got the inside line down towards turn 5. Snake and Beans overshoots it. Oh, and even more so from Ice Dev there. Really overshooting it into the hairpin at turn 5. Around turn 7, then turn 8. Snake and Beans still hanging on. Oh, hello, it's Lob. He has spun again, this time at turn 8. Get the car pointed in the right direction. There we are. As Snake and Beans gets... Oh, I was going to say gets overtaken by Raffixa, but that hasn't happened yet. The Haas driver looking around the long way as Icedev spins out. Oh, and dearie me, the two make contact at the hairpin. Oh dear, Raffixa's pushed off the racetrack. Snake and Bean is down to 17th. The Haas driver now fighting back. Down the inside, they make contact there at turn 14. Flavius hangs on. Snake and Beans is trying to get by. Oscar Toll has overtaken JBH. I think Rafixa's going to go into the pit lane to get the front wing fixed. Oh my goodness me. Drama left, right and centre here in the Americas Series. Alright, have a look at this now. JBH, KD's on the back of this too. JBH got DRS. He's on the racing line. KD tries to force the issue around the long way. Forced a little bit wide, but to Oscar's credit, he's giving him room. Round turn 6, towards 7 and 8. KD with the inside line. But Oscar, can he find traction on the outside? Oh, KD loses the back end. Oscar has to avoid, and Darlotto's got to run. He's into 7th. Oh dear, oh dear. Oscar, maybe he'll be regretting being that kind to KD. Because as a result, he's lost 2 positions out of it. Lob with a 3-second time penalty now. I think he ran wide at turn 7. And as a result, he copped a warning. Me. All heap of stuff going on. Silent Banshee on the back of Laquito. This is the closest battle we have on track currently. So I imagine that's going to change in a few laps. Here comes Silent Banshee. Got a run. Opens DRS, closes in on Laquito. It's a simple move down the inside. Doesn't really fight it either. Laquito knows his battles. Snake and Bean into the pits as Laquito overshoots turn 3. Whew. Snake and Bean's getting a front wing change, I believe. Coming out of the pits in 18th place. Why are we still on this camera? Dear me. I stayed on that camera for a bit too long. KD up to 7th. He's now hunting down JVH in the Ferrari. up and over the crest at 10 and 11. You can see there the driver's taking a nice wide approach at turn 10. Try and open up 11. That might have been a warning there for KD. I think he had all four wheels over the white line as he goes purple apparently to the middle sector. Coming around turn 14 now. KD working away at the gap, closing in. Now JBH won't have any DRS, I think, heading on to the main straight. Going to be a bit vulnerable here. There's KD, he's close. Maybe not close enough though, as KD does set a new fastest lap with a 19.7. Yeah, not close enough. In fact, JBH has closed in quite a bit. Captain Schmeck Silent Banshee has overtaken Kaber for 11th place as well. Down the back straight towards the hairpin at turn 5. JBH closing in, but not by enough. Straight isn't quite long enough to allow drivers to really try and dive bomb into the hairpin. If you're going to try and do that, you need to be basically right behind the driver in front. Try and pull out and then make a move. Rafa overtaking Laquito, that is for 13th place. Down the hill towards turn 9. These three tightly bunched together. Hopefully they'll be able to battle a little bit. All of these guys, I believe, as well, are on the soft compound tyre. See that there? Car behind Darlotto. He's on the medium compound tyre. I think 6 laps at 33. Maybe those mediums would be the better tyre by now. It would be pretty close between the two compounds, I reckon. Alright, JBH, what are you going to do here? Using up a bit of battery there. You saw the overtake switch on. Fairly simple move from JBH. Set for 3 yellow flags. That's Lob. He's well off the racetrack. He's got a front wing missing and he'll rejoin. Laquito gets a 3-second time penalty. Mopar and Fixer are battling for 18th place. Captain Schmeg and KD are battling out to turn 4. Both cars have DRS as they head towards the hairpin of turn 5. Captain Schmeg has the inside line, but KD's going to try around the long way. And again, room given to KD. He gets the drive. He's into 5th. I'm surprised Captain Schmeg wasn't a bit more ruthless there, just trying to force KD wide. He gave him plenty of space, and KD just swooped around the long way. Had all the traction in the world on that outside line. Lob into the pit lane. Obviously, he had the front wing damage from some sort of incident here at turns 12 and 13. For KD, can he overtake JBH? He's half a second behind. But we know the raw power of DRS. He'll close in rather rapidly. I think Mighty Wombat's going to have a go on Rena Jr. And the inside, fairly simple move. Rena can't really do anything about that. The Alfa Romeo driver slots into 3rd place. Meanwhile, JBH has got his wing mirrors full of Mercedes-Benz at the moment. Coming around turn 4. KD's got a run. DRS, does he go for a big dive bomb here? He's looking, he's going for it. A big send from the Mercedes driver, and he gets it done. A bit of contact on the exit. It was a big dive bomb from KD, but he made it work. He pulled up for the corner. JBH left a wide berth down the inside as well. Made it easy for KD. So KD, from starting 20th, he's now up into 4th place. His next target will be Rena Jr., and he's already within a second of the Alfa Romeo driver. Snake and Beans overtaking Refixer. That is for 18th. Making that move, I believe, at turn 1 from looking at the minimap. Around the final corner. JBH trying to tag along with KD, but the raw speed of the Mercedes is kind of showing right now. Reno not quite close enough. Around turn 2, around turn 3. Reno needs to get a solid run out to turn 4 as Rafa overtakes the Haas for 12th place. Down the back straightaway towards the hairpin of turn 3. Reno, not quite close enough into the hairpin. KD's right up the Alfa Romeo's gearbox there. He was right up behind Rena's gearbox. Let's see here. Oscar Toll still applying pressure to Dar Lotto here. Over the crest down the hill. Round turn 9. Interesting to see how the Alpine driver fares over the course of this race, because he's the highest place driver that started on the medium compound tyre. You can see on the leaderboard there. Next best place driver is Silent Banshee. It's Mighty Wombat. It's a 3-second time penalty. Silent Banshee moving into... Oh, he's out. He's crashed. There he is there. He's gone into the barrier. You can see the Ferrari there. He's gone head first into the wall at turn 13. Was he helped? Did he do it by himself? I mean, to go so deep into a gravel trap, it's very difficult to do that by yourself. I believe he was battling Shizant. I think it was for 10th place. Not sure what happened, but Silent Banshee is the first retirement of this race. We're 10 laps in. We've gone a fair distance without a retirement. We finally had one. And no safety car as well, which I suppose is kind of understandable because the car was so far away from the racetrack, there's no real point of bringing a safety car out. He's still working away at the Alfa Romeo driver. I thought he was having a look there down the inside at 14. It was awfully close. Right on board here. Doesn't have a great deal of battery. He's got about 20% or so from the looks of things. Make that 16. Telemetry, that's what it is. That is another characteristic that I haven't mentioned yet, is that saving battery around here is almost impossible. You lose it so easily as Rafa overtakes Shizant. That is for 10th place. Oh, swoops across the McLaren on the racing line. Shizant tries to fight down the inside, but you really can't do that into turn 1 as KD overtakes Rena down the inside at turn 5. So KD is onto the podium in 3rd place. Now we've got a, what's that, 5-car train at the front. We've got Lake Show, Mighty Wombat, KD, Rena Jr. and JBH, who was right behind the Alfa Romeo. Oh, side by side. Rena hangs on for now. KD working away at Mighty Wombat. To think it might be a Mercedes 1-2 out here today in Portugal, considering it's rather shocking considering one of them started from last as Lake Show, and Mighty Wombat goes into the pit lane. So lap 11 of 33. Lake Show gives himself a 5-second penalty for speeding. Oh dear. JBH, oh, he was thinking about a move down the inside of turn 1, but he decided to back out, to slot back onto the racing line. As Captain Schmeck goes onto the hard tyre. Oh dear, why did you do that, Captain Schmeck? Hard tyre is a bit worthless around here. It lasts for an eternity, but pace-wise, it's not particularly great. That was proved in Pacific Elite. We had a battle between the top 2, Alex Pato and ACW. They were both on the soft tyre at the start. They made their pit stops. ACW went on to the mediums. Alex went on to the hards. And ACW checked out. He was long gone. Had a really healthy margin to Alex by the end of the race. So, yeah, you don't really want to move on to the hard tyre. JBH still working away at Rena here, coming around the penultimate corner. Oh, hello, that's Laquita bringing out yellow flags in 13th. He's on the racetrack. He's in the right direction, but he's lost time. A bit of a battle group here. Mighty Wombat, Lake Show, Cade Burr, it's KD. Rena Jr. and JBH go into the pits. Lakeshore getting held up just a little bit. Coming around the final corner. Lakeshore's got a nose alongside the Haas. That's awfully close. Up and over the crest. As Lakeshore and Mighty Wombat have DRS. Lakeshore goes into 9th place. Mighty Wombat. Oh, this is going to be tight on the exit here. Oh, incredibly tight stuff, but they all get through unscathed. And it's KD in front of his teammate. So a slight overcut from KD. It's worked well. He's into 6th place, and that's a provisional lead once everyone has made their stops. Now, Rena almost goes into the back of Caber there. JBH has got a run as well. They're side by side heading around turn 6. Caber's caught in the middle here. Down towards 7. This is tight stuff. Rena hangs on to 10th place. Caber's just sort of a rolling roadblock at the moment. It's causing a bit of drama. On those 12-lap old mediums, he would be a bit slower compared to those on fresh tyres. Down and around turn 12, up towards the hairpin of 13. Oscar goes into the pits now to get off the soft compound tyre. Caber still in front in 9th place. Rena working away. And now Captain Schmager's got a run on JBH. Down the inside at the final turn. JBH. He might have a damaged front wing, actually. He does. He's going into the pits. Get his car fixed. That is incredibly disappointing. JBH was driving so well. Oscar Toll comes out behind his teammate Captain Schmeg in 10th place on fresh mediums, so he's looking pretty good at the moment. Around turn 4, down the back straightaway towards the hairpin. As KD and Lakeshore are battling, the two Mercs are having at it. Exiting the hairpin, KD's got the outside line, he's got the drive, he's back into 4th. But Lakeshore having a look down the inside, but can't make any sort of move. Using all of the... And here comes Mighty Wombat. Gets great drive out of turn 8. Can he take KD? No, he can't. I thought he was. I genuinely thought he was. He got superb drive out of turn 8. I thought he was going to take both Mercedes-Benzes. In contact between him and Lakeshore, and more contact into the hairpin. That's just unnecessary, to be honest, from Lakeshore. A bit of a dive bomb there. There's no real need to do that, to be quite honest. Now KD, he's pulled away. Hang on. No, he's going into the pits. Is he? He is. Why is he going in? Must have wing damage. There he comes. Medium tyres at the ready. Front wing at the ready. He's got a missing end plate. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, KD's charge has come to an end. He's now back down in 12th place, and he's got a lot of work to do to get towards the front. Meanwhile, Oscar Toll has gotten past his teammate, Captain Schmeg, sort of demonstrating the pace of the medium compound tyre. So now the battle at the front, provisionally of course, between Mighty Wombat and Lakeshore. KD down in 15th. Oh dear. Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. Needs to pray for a safety car. We might just have one. Hang on. Who's spun? So Mopar has spun. A Mercedes... No, an Aston Martin has spun as well as KD gets past Caber. It was Captain Schmeg who spun out. He was behind his teammate. He's now well behind his teammate. So a few yellow flags coming out, but no safety car coming from them. Guitar Hero now behind. A new fastest lap with a 19.4. He's got a 1.2 second margin to Lakeshore. Sector 2 yellow flags. I think that's Mopar bringing them out. I think he's trying to get out of the way of traffic there. Might have some damage. KD gets by Icedev. He's into 12th place. Here comes Guitar Hero down the inside. A fairly simple move. Gets it done. Into 9th place. I think Flavius will be able to counter-attack into the next DRS zone. I don't think he's close enough. And with those 15 lap old mediums, he just doesn't have the pace. Istev re-overtakes KD. Oh, and KD maybe a bit forceful there down the inside, I'm not sure. But Istev back down to 13th, KD into 12th place. Down towards the hairpin at turn 5. KD's next target will be Shizant. Got a lot of work to do to try and close the gap there. Field is starting to spread out as well. You can see everyone's got a gap somewhere over a second between themselves and the next car, either in front or behind. The closest battle we've got is between Rena Jr. and Oscar Toll. See, Mopar's in the pits. He's got fresh soft compound tyres bolted onto the car. Down towards turn 1. Oscar just closing that gap little by little. Kaber's now got JBH for company as well. Meanwhile, Dal Lotto got a 13-second margin. Yellow flag's out. Oh, I see. It's I believe that's Mopar getting out of the way. Oscar's really working hard to try and find a way past Rena. Because Rena does have the hard tyre fitted on, so doesn't quite have the pace of the medium runners. It doesn't have to worry about tyre wear. That's basically the only positive about running on the hard tyre. There's Rafixa not really obeying blue flags there. Coming around turn 13. Guitar Hero getting by Captain Schmeg. So the Alpine driver is now into 8th place. Captain Schmeg just has absolutely no pace on that hard tyre, it seems. Oscar got a run. There's also a battle for, I believe that's 18th going on behind this. There's Oscar looking down the inside, down towards turn 1. He moves into 5th place. Rena doesn't really put up too much of a fight. Shizant and KD are battling. That's at the exit of 14. They're coming around 15 now. They're side by side. KD goes around the long way, but I think Shizant will get DRS here, I'm pretty sure. He does. Here he comes. KD won't be able to do too much, and Shizant goes back into 11th place. Around turn 1. Through turn 2 towards 3. KD goes for a huge send. That was really unnecessary there. A big shove there from KD. He moves into P11. Oh, that was nasty stuff there. Lake Show now with another 3-second time penalty. Actually, no, I believe that's his first 3-second time penalty. Yes, he's in. He's got a 5-second for speeding. He's now got an extra 3 seconds for accumulating warnings. Suppose that shows how determined KD is to try and make up as many positions he can. Just going for the big dive bombs. Coming around turn 14. Guitar Hero 7/10 behind. He won't be close enough. Captain Schmeg now has 3 seconds. His teammate just did the same thing. He's got 3 seconds now as well. Down the main straight. Close enough. Yellow flags being displayed. Who is this? Is this Cadba? No, it's Rafixa. Bringing out yellow flags. That's at the exit of turn 4. And 19th place, a lap down. KD getting by Flavius now into 10th place. Flavius not appearing to go particularly quickly. Shizant closed in by about 2 or 3 tenths coming through turn 4. Doesn't appear to have any damage. I suppose those tyres are just getting awfully old now. And those 18 lap old mediums, he just doesn't quite have the pace. Dun, 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 dun. Rena's got a bit of company. Who's that? Oh, it's Mopar. Hello, Mopar. He's on the soft tyre. He's passing Rena. I wonder if the ghosted cars create any turbulent air. I don't really know if they do or not. Curious to find out. Now, those medium runners will be getting ready to pit. I should rephrase that. Those who started on the medium tyre will be getting ready to pit. Flavius has gone in now, down in 13th. He's moving on to the soft tyre. Darlato will be pitting in very shortly to go onto the soft tyre. It'll be interesting to see where he comes out. Rafa will be getting ready too. Mighty Wombat sort of checked out a little bit. He's got 3.5 seconds to Lake Show. And Oscar is closing in as Mopar gets a 3-second time penalty. And Darlato does go into the pits now. So where will the Alpine driver come out? Should be in front of Laquita, I would think. There goes Mighty Wombat. Next cars are Lake Show, Oscar-Toll. Darlotto, he might be coming out here in 5th. Yes, he is. So 5th place for the Alpine driver, and he's on the soft tyre. He's got to do about 13 laps on the tyre, which I think is doable. It's going to be awfully quick. Laquito, 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings. He's on 20-lap-old mediums. Still yet to make a stop. JBH overtaking Shizant. That's at turn 1. See on the mini-map. Shizant, though, fighting back. Retaking 11th place. JBH trying to get a run out of turn 4. He's got one. Draws alongside the McLaren. He's on the grass a little bit there. Heading into the hairpin. Shizant goes deep down the inside. JBH gets us. Oh, dearie me. He was trying to get a switchback. He's alongside the McLaren. Heading around turn 7. Then turn 8. Shizant going deep down the inside. But goes too wide. And JBH is into 11th. A fair bit of contact going on there at the hairpin. Lotto goes through into 4th place. You saw there 2 drivers making contact at the exit of the hairpin. JBH almost losing it. Oscar Toll is now into 2nd place. Lake Show down to 3rd. KD setting fastest lap with a 19 flat. Down into the hairpin at turn 5. The Alpine driver will be closing in rather rapidly on those fresh tyres. Gap is 2 seconds. I imagine that's going to dwindle very quickly. Istev is into the pits after 20 laps. He's moving on to the soft tyre. It's now 1.8 seconds as Cadber has got a 3-second time penalty. KD closing in rather rapidly. 6.5 tenths separating to make that 6 tenths. Yellow flags. I think that's Mopar. Has to be. Istev is in the pits. Mopar bringing out yellow flags just ever so briefly. Alright, KD, what are you going to do here? As Darlotto sets a new fastest lap. Sector 1, yellow flags. That's a McLaren going slowly. It must be Lob. Around the final turn. Should be a fairly simple move, one would think. AD will line it up, use a bit of DRS. Bit of battery as well, I imagine. It's on the racing line. Guitar Hero can't really fight it. He's into 9th place. JD's next target will be Captain Schmeck, 3.1 seconds ahead. Speaking of which, he's just got another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's not Darlotto, that's Rena Jr. It's good to see this glitch is still a thing. There we are. Coming around the hairpin of turn 13. Alpine driver. He's chipping away at that gap. Now Lakeshore will be a bit thankful that he's got Oscar in front of him, so he still has DRS to help him out, keep the Alpine at bay. Over the crest. But you can see as well, Lotto's got quite a bit of battery, 56%. That's quite a lot for Portugal. Compare that to Lakeshore. Oh, he's got a fair bit too, 44%. And then you got Oscar, who's got 5% next to his name. This is a bit more typical of what you see from Portugal. It's a lot of battery use. Using DRS, a bit of battery there. Big lift from Lakeshore. I'm surprised Lotto didn't go down the inside there. Oh, but look at the drive. Look at the drive he gets. Lakeshore could not do a thing. Could not do a thing. Coming around turn 11 down the hill and around turn 12. And up and around 13. Gap is half a second, and I don't think Oscar can do much against this. The Alpine's got quite a bit of battery that it can use. Using it now. Onto the pit straight, using up a bit more, over the crest, he'll open DRS. Look at this, look at the closing in rate. There's nothing Oscar can do. Lotto into second place. Now Mighty Wombat, he has that 3-second time penalty next to his name, so long as Lotto doesn't make any mistakes, closes in within that 3-second range, he can win this race. Doesn't need to do anything aggressive, doesn't need to do anything stupid. Just needs to drive sensibly. Captain Schmeg down the inside of Laquito here as he gets another penalty. Laquito, I think, still hasn't stopped yet. Gets a run out of turn 4. KD, you'll open DRS. You'll move past Laquito. The Red Bull tries to fight, but he can't really do too much, to be honest. Around turn 6 and 7 and 8. KD, can he now get by Captain Schmeg? Up and over the hill. Back down the hill around turn 9. Down the hill. Around turn 12 into turn 13. Gap is 3.5 tenths or so. Now all he needs to do is just use DRS and he should be able to get by. He's close enough. 3.5 tenths. Oh, a lot of weaving there from Captain Schmeg. Holy moly. KD, he'll run out of battery, but he's got enough momentum to get by. Captain Schmeg can't really fight for position either. Or will he ever go here? No, is the answer. I thought he might have a go down the inside of the hairpin. Instead, stage behind and KD just drives away into 7th place. Let's see here. Back up towards the front. Sector 2 yellows. Slow AlphaTauri, I think. Someone making a small mistake. The gap is 3.9 seconds. Just needs to close in by another 9 tenths. And Lotto can win the opening round of the PlayStation America Series here on Race Spec. But those soft tyres, as this stint wears on, those tyres will become pretty average towards the end of the race. They won't have a great edge on them, as Rafa gets a 3-second time penalty. You can see through the opening sector, Lotto hasn't really closed in by much, maybe a tenth or two. So the pace with how many laps old are these tyres? 5 lap old mediums compared to 5 lap old softs compared to 14 lap old mediums. What a massive pace difference. I suppose we'll get a proper indication here in the middle sector. Closes in by a tenth or so here. Yeah. I suppose this is where you would find the majority of time on these sort of tyres, as Lob has made a mistake at turn 8. You can see that he's closed in by about 4/10 through this sector. So that's where Dal Lotto will be strong, through that middle sector, where you've got that mechanical grip on your side. I suppose now, thinking about it, Dal wouldn't make too many places in the first... let me rephrase that. He wouldn't make up too much time in the first sector, as it only has 4 corners. Compare that to the middle sector, where you've got a whole ton of corners to get through. Oh! He's just made that mistake. A 3-second time penalty. You saw it there, he just ran a little bit wide. Probably an inch or 2 wide. The game has given him a warning. He's accumulated 3. So he's now got a 3-second time penalty. Rafixa's got a 3-second time penalty too. So now the battle fairly even between Mighty Wombat and Dal Lotto. Same amount of penalties. So if Dal wants to take this, he needs to close in and try and pass the Williams. Alternatively, he has to pray and hope that Mighty Wombat makes some sort of mistake. The rest of the gaps are pretty big, aren't they? Dear oh dear. Everybody is pretty well spread out. JBH getting a 3-second time penalty. That's his first penalty for tonight. Well, Black Mammoth now, our American cousins, they've been fairly interesting. We've had action. A lot of action. Bit of racing here and there, but action. For the most part. Captain Schmeg now increasing his tally to 9 seconds, another 3-second time penalty. Unfortunately for Dal Lotto, he's got a 3-second time penalty now, so the battle for the win is a bit more difficult for this driver on screen. It's not impossible, but it's going to be fairly tough. Wombat's driving really well out in front. He's got all this clear air in front of him. No lap traffic to worry about. He's just doing his own thing out there. Everybody else is pretty well spread out at this stage. The only thing that will change results from here on out will be the penalties. Coming onto the pit straight now is our race leader. He begins lap 30 of 33. So we've got 4 laps to go. Lap 30, 31, 32, 33. And we'll sort out this race. Mighty Wombat out of battery down the main straight. Dal Lotto doesn't have much more. He had a plentiful amount of battery when he begun his soft stint. But he's well and truly run out of it now. Such is the nature of this circuit. There's Oscar Toll in 3rd place. He has driven quite well. He's made up quite a few places, I think. Oh no, less than I thought. Just 2 places. Well, that's right. We had a fairly interesting qualifying session. And it's about to get interesting in the race because it's raining. It's raining. You can see the raindrops on the camera lens. You can see the raindrops on the halo. Another spice added into the mix now. Oh, an ally. That's Icedev, I think, yeah. Doing a bit of lawn mowing in his AlphaTauri. He rejoins the racetrack. Hello, Captain Schmeg. How you doing? Oh, I wouldn't have done that. I don't trust the ghosting system enough to do that. I would have stayed well clear of Icedev. Because if he unghosted at the wrong moment, that could have been real nasty. Right, so bit of extra challenge as Lake Show goes into the pit lane. Really? And someone has spun. It's Rena from 5th place. Spun out at pit entry as Rafa goes into the pit. So, obviously, the conditions... Are they intermediate conditions already? Surely not. KD stays out. Oh, DRS disabled. There it is. So it is intermediate conditions. Laquito is out of the race. He's crashed out at turn 11. Okay, well, this added more spice than I anticipated. Okay, so it's definitely intermediate conditions, folks. Chisholm's on the intermediate tyre. Flavius is low on fuel. You can tell from the yellow fuel icon. Mighty Wombat. Oh, sorry, that's Ice Dash in the pits. I was looking at the wrong car. So, Mighty Wombat, what do the leaders do? Oh, what do the leaders do? Do they stay out? Oh, surely they stay out. There's no way they pit now. You'd lose too much time. Oh, what did they do? What did they do? What did they do? Got yellow flags out. That's Flavius, I think, who was spun. Yeah, there he is. He's going rather slowly. All right, Mighty Wombat, what do you do, buddy? What do you do? Oh, he's losing control. That's what he's doing. He has spun at the final turn. He has to get the car pointed in the right. Oh, get it down to first gear or something. Get that car spun back around the right way. Dal Lotto takes the lead out of nowhere. And Mighty Wombat's going to go into the pits. Oscar Toll is crawling around the circuit. Does he go in? He does. KD, what about him in 4th place? Oh, the drama. It's all kicking off with only a few laps to go. KD goes into the pits. Who's going to win this race? Suddenly, Late Show's in a position where he can win it. But Dal, he's got a big margin. He's got a huge margin to the next car. So long as he keeps it within the white lines and doesn't do anything silly, he should take it. The gap is 22.4 and it is tumbling. Oh, Dal, he's going to be... He's on an ice skating rink out there. And Lake Show, he's got to push. He's got to close in by about 10 seconds a lap. Unbelievable scenes here in Portugal. Unbelievable in every sense of the word. Around turn 9, the gap shrinks to 16.5 seconds. Dal, he has to stay out. Dal Lotto has to stay out. He's got no choice at this point. It's either pit in and accept a lower place or fight on and pray. Pray that you've got enough time in hand, and I don't think he does. The gap has shrunk to 12.5 seconds. Around the penultimate corner, the gap shrinks even more. What an unbelievable finish we're going to have here. Gap shrinks to under 10 seconds. Hang on as well. So Rafa, he's in 3rd. He's got 8 seconds worth of penalties though. Dal Lotto begins the final lap. The gap is 8 seconds. There's a car in front, spinning out, losing control. That's from Fixer. Going off the circuit. There! Oh, and Dal Lotto almost does the same thing. Snake and Beans is out. He has crashed out. No, he's voluntarily retired, I think. That car is still moving. Oh dear, he can't do anything. Dal Lotto can't do a thing. Here comes Lake Show. Gap is now 4 seconds. He can see the Alpine in the distance. Down the hill towards the hairpin of turn 5. What a brilliant call to go onto the intermediate tyres when he did. And here he comes, Dal Lotto. He can't do a thing. Coming around turn 8, Lake Show, he doesn't need to do anything silly, just needs to be patient and wait. And there he goes, into the lead with 2/3 of a lap to go. Unbelievable. And Rafa, he'll be the next car to pass the stricken Alpine. Stuck on those soft compound tyres with absolutely no grip. And Rafa moves into 2nd place. Well, what an unpredictable finish we have here in Portugal. We've had a whole heap of action and drama all the way through qualifying and the race, but the game saved the best bit of drama until last. Lake Show will take an unbelievable victory here at Portimao. Lake Show wins the Portuguese Grand Prix. Mighty Wombat will come home in 2nd. Then it'll be Rafa, I think, in 3rd. No, it's Rena Jr. in the Alfa Romeo who finishes in 3rd place. after getting 0 penalties, I think. I think Rena was penalty 3 over the course of the race. KD will finish in 4th place. He'll likely get driver of the day. Rafa in 5th. Darlotto in P6. Oh, he wouldn't believe it. He would not believe it. Oscar Toll in 7th. Guitar Hero in 8th. Captain Schmeg in 9th. JVH will round out the top 10. Then it'll be Shizant in P11. Kabo in P12. Lob in 13th. Mopar in 14th. Flavius in 15th. Then Icedev and Rafixa in 17th place. Oh my goodness. Completely out of left field, Lake Show wins this race. How about that? Wow, what a conclusion to an absolutely bombastic race. Lake Show. He wins. He pitted onto the intermediate tyre at exactly the right time. And he reached the reward. Nowhere, finishes in 3rd. Certain Rena had absolutely no penalties in the end. Let's have a look on the grid to finish 4th. Rafa with an equally solid effort from 19th to 5th. Great effort from these two to make up as many positions as they did. Darlotto, oh my goodness, I wonder what he's thinking right now. Oscar Toll in 7th, Guitar Hero in 8th, Captain Schmeg in 9th, JBH rounds out the top 10. Then it's Shizant, Kaba, Lob, Mopar, and Flavius rounds out the points. Icedev and Rafixa were our final 2 finishes in 16th and 17th. Everybody else retiring from the race. Unbelievable. What scenes here in Portimao. We had rain during qualifying, which shook up qualifying so much. We had drama in the race. We had a clean race start, but a lot of aggressive moves going on. People going for dive bombs, people spinning out, where it just starts to rain. And everybody goes into a tizzy trying to work out what is the best tyre to go on. Do you pit onto the intermediates? Do you stay out and just call? And Lake Show ends up taking the win. Out of nowhere. He was in no race winning position whatsoever. He ends up winning the race. Such is the dramatic nature of motorsport. Out of nowhere. Man, that took me way off guard. Fantastic. Ah, you gotta love some virtual racing. It just creates this sort of unbelievable drama. It's fantastic. Ah, but there we are. Oh, but I think, ladies and gentlemen, with everything said and done, time for us to end the stream. What a way to kick off America's series. That's probably the best start I've seen to any championship so far. That was just... whoa. That was so much fun. But tune in throughout the week, as there's still plenty of racing to come here on Race Spec Esports. But for the America's series, we'll have to wait until next week. Until then, I've been Lane Everingham. Thank you all so much for watching. And we'll see you for round 2 of the championship at Shanghai International Circuit for the Chinese Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye.